Hey guys, Brad from Team Crimson here, with
Zach the Great. I still want to be greater. Always. Just want to be so great. Like the greatest among the great. This great. Or maybe that great. Just one of these two. But that great.
One of those, yeah. Alright, so today we are going to be doing a discussion video. We're going to be talking about V Extra Booster 03, the UltraRare Miracle Collection.
Lame. Is there even such a thing as ultra rare in this game other than the card shop itself?
It's the name of the group.
Okay, the group. But
The
other
Elder.
than that, what's the point in calling it ultra rare? I would have been like...
Because the UltraRare group.
I would have been calling
set.
it triple rare group. I'm done. Or double rare group. Because there's no such thing as an ultra rare.
That sounds less cooler. Double rare?
How about single rare? Rare Miracle Collection. See, that sounds fine.
It's terrible.
It sounds fine to me. Ultra rare for this game sounds dumb. Maybe go to Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's the name of the group. Anyways, okay.
Stupid.
So we're going to talk about this set real quick. Whereas a lot of our viewers will know, if you're new to the channel, what we do is we talk about the triple rares and the VRs only, and then we'll discuss kind of the overall clan and stuff like that as well. So first, we're going to actually start off with Neo Nectar. And the first card we're starting off with is the Grade 1 Lily of the Valley Musketeer Rebecca.
I used to have an ex named Rebecca.
Anyways.
She was lame, so I'm assuming this is lame.
Anyways, its skill is auto rearguard circle. When placed, one of your other grade 1 or less units gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn. Also, auto rearguard circle. At the end of your turn, cost Soul Blast 1, retire one of your plant tokens, and return this unit to your hand. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You can kill off one of your tokens and
So lame.
bounce a 10k shield back to hand to defend with.
So yeah, it's a plus. Which they already plus
And with
those tokens.
Yeah, with the damn tokens. That a very interesting mechanic, by the way, to introduce tokens into Vanguard.
I'm actually okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. I think it makes Neo Nectar unique because they kind of lacked identity before.
Yeah, it was basically like what clan at the time did that? Wasn't it like Murakumo did the same thing? It was cloning, and this deck basically cloned itself too.
Yeah, and then
they did it more and better.
They superior called from top deck to originally, and then Gold Paladins copied it, and because they were the OG top decking, but still it was like they lacked identity.
No, they don't.
Now they don't. They kind of did it in G a little bit, but I mean, like, still.
Right.
In G, everything did everything. Okay, so, yeah, pretty good card. Pretty solid card. Moving on to the Grade 2, Zach.
It's called Pansy Musketeer. Sylvia. It's a Grade 2, 10k with 5k shield. And its skill is Vanguard or Rearguard Circle. When placed, you may call a plant token to Rearguard Circle. And the plant token has 0, 5,000 power, +1 crit.
Crit with the boost ability.
So yeah, you call a token.
Yeah, you call a token for free.
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, it's not a complex skill, but it's still ridiculous because, boom, if you rode a Grade 3 this turn, call this. It's a 10k, and then use its skill. Either call it behind so it can hit, or call it over here where you might have put a Force Gift, and boom, now you have 3 attackers. One might not be able to hit the Vanguard, depending on what they have, but still, 3 attackers, just like that.
It's an instant +1 for no cost, so...
Yeah, and then they get to keep their hand size.
That's a very, very good card.
It's dangerous, even though it seems super simple.
Yeah, even though some people might underestimate it, but no, it's a +1
like,
for no cost.
It doesn't have a second skill? Crap.
That's a damn good card. All right, and then moving on to the final card, the VR of the set, which is White Lily Musketeer Cecilia. So she's obviously Force Gift, grade 3, 13k base power. Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, cost. Counterblast 1, retire 1 rearguard. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Call up to 2 cards from among them to rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. If you have a grade 3 in your soul, call up to 3 cards instead of 2. And 3 of your front row units get power plus 10,000 until end of turn.
So dumb.
So
Because you just retire the tokens, obviously.
So free.
So they keep their hand, but then they call it whatever the hell they want, and then attack you with whatever the hell they want. And since it's a Force clan, they have constant power and constant defense as it is.
Good times. This is gonna be a pretty solid deck, I think. Okay, so that's all for Neo Nectar. So what do you think about Neo Nectar for Standard?
I think it's gonna be bull. I don't think it's gonna like kick any of those decks off the top though. I think it's gonna be one of those decks that's just kind of fun to play. To be honest, like it's good and a plus is hard and all that, but Shadow Paladin's way too powerful. OTT is still way too powerful, and Kagero can immediately just kill it with waterfall turns.
I don't know. I think it might do something.
It could push one of those other, like if we're counting 5, it could count as like maybe a number 4 or 5. Push something else down, but I think OTT, Kagero, and Shadows are for sure going to stay up there.
I think they will too, but I just mean like free plussing for no reason.
Ridiculous.
And then, yeah, just general free advantage and gaining just a crap ton of power can be dangerous too. So, I don't know. I think it could do something.
It has potential, but I don't see it being like top 5 or anything.
And as for premium, I don't think it's going to touch premium whatsoever.
Nah, because it's totally different. It doesn't do the same thing even.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You still might
and even
play
then,
this.
OTT, still
yeah, OTT Gize is a problem.
Doesn't matter.
OTT something needs to happen to OTT in both standard and premium, but that's a conversation for another day. All right, so moving on, we'll go ahead and go into Angel Feather next, and as soon as I actually get back to my spot, wherever the hell it is, okay. Zach, if you want to read the grade 2.
What is it? Armadity? How do you pronounce that?
I don't know.
Rare Where Impetus Celestial Armighty? I don't know. I'm not even gonna attempt that.
Yeah, just
so yeah, it's a grade 2, 9k, 5k shield, and it's auto Vanguard and rearguard circle when placed from hand. Cost Soul Blast 1, call a card from your damage zone, or from your damage zone to rearguard circle, and put the top card of your deck into the damage zone face down. So it's just a free exchange, kind of, for Soul Blast.
It's basically Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 to call something.
So it's pretty good. And it calls something, so again, another free attacker. And it's almost like a plus right there, because you didn't really call anything from hand.
Yeah, so because you're placing, we'll go over this a little bit, but because you're placing, you're not necessarily healing a damage, but you're taking the damage from it could be face up, face down, we don't know, that whatever you're taking from your damage zone and you're calling to field, but because you're placing the top card of your deck face down, it's almost like you're playing a Counterblast, but you're not. So the cost of Soul Blast 1 really is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, to call one from your drop zone, or from your damage zone. Still a pretty good card. Pretty good little addition.
It's not nearly as good as Sylvia.
Well, yeah, well, no. Okay, and then going ahead and continuing onwards, we'll go into the grade 3 here. Also triple rare, and that's Crimson Impact Metatron. That's a grade 3 protect. And its skill is Auto Vanguard Circle when rode from a grade 3. Cost Counterblast 2. Call a card from your damage zone to rearguard circle, and this unit gets power plus 15,000 until end of turn. Additional skill is Act Vanguard Circle once per turn. Cost, put a card from your damage zone on the bottom of your deck and deal 1 damage to this unit. Perform a damage check.
So that's cool, just because you get to perform a damage check instead of put a damage from your deck face down.
Yeah, so you're getting
triggers.
Yeah, triggers will go off then, just like the G version of Angel Feathers did, the insanely dangerous version.
But this is the only one.
Yes, I think this is the only one that lets you do that. That lets you place from the deck face up, pretty much.
So this is almost like their. I know they have another one, but this is also like their finisher. Like you ride something, and then there's another one. You spear ride that, and then you ride this one as the finisher, and then you just kill them.
You could, yeah. I don't necessarily. Yeah, I guess I would say that it probably would be the finisher, just because it gains the power. You're healing a damage for free because you're calling it, and then it gains a butt ton of power. I will say I'm surprised that none of these Angel Feathers gained a crit.
Yeah,
because seems to be what they like to do with Protect. Give you, not only do you ride a grade 3 and get a free Protect marker, your free PG, but then you gain a butt ton of power and a crit for no reason.
This deck seems more like it's based around Protect rather than Protect and everything else that you want.
Yes.
You know, it's just mainly defense.
I'd agree.
Obviously, healing, Protect markers. Okay, so finally, the other grade 3 VR of this set is Solidify Celestial Zerachiel. I don't care to pronounce that either.
Zerachiel?
Sure. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's lame. Grade 3, 12k, Protect. Its skill is continuous on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle during a turn. If a new card was put into your damage zone during this turn, all your front row units gain +3 power, so it's stackable. And then it's got an Act skill in the damage zone. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and this card is face up, cost, put the card, or the top card, of your deck into the damage zone face down, and ride this card as stand. It's pretty good.
Yeah, this is a very good skill. Not only can you ride into a grade 3, if you got this in the damage zone, you can ride into a grade 3 Protect, and then use this ability from the damage zone, and then ride into this one, and get another Protect. So you got 2 Protect markers.
So I wonder how that would work, though. Would this be one like, okay, if you're at 5 damage, and you decide to use the skill, right? And you perform that damage check, then it just interchanges and it doesn't count?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you don't lose. That's the same thing that they've had since G.
I didn't.
Or though they've had it for a while too. I think. But
did not know that. I was.
Yeah, you don't.
Because they're just that lame.
It's through a skill and stuff. If the skill ended, I believe how it works is if the skill ended, and then you were still at 6 damage, then yeah, you would lose the game.
Okay.
But I don't know how that would happen.
That would never happen.
When you're exchanging stuff. So. No, it's a very good card.
But yeah.
Angel's looking pretty solid. Not as good as some of the Angel Feather players wanted it to be, but
I don't think it's nearly as good as a lot of Protect decks, though, to be honest. It adds a lot of Protect markers, from what I can tell, which is something that they kind of should be doing. But at the same time, I don't know if I see it being that great. It doesn't have that much pressure, as much as you want to think, I think.
Yeah, I think...
some power, but it's not crazy amounts.
I don't know. I've said for a while, I think they could outperform OTT, but we'll just have to see. I mean, I feel like it's just something we're gonna have to wait on. I don't know. I do think OTT's better. OTT just
stomps.
Is a problem. OTT stomps, but yeah, it's Angels could be good too.
I think it could I think this deck is also kind of, I wouldn't say designed, but obviously with the constant protect markers and constant plussing by calling something without actually having to do anything with your hand. So it could potentially have a bigger hand, but skill-wise, OTT still has it.
Yeah.
Because they ride and they gain a crit. They top deck to check for what they need next. You know, triggers. They set themselves up, and then their finisher is amazing. Also sets itself up.
Yeah.
You know, double stacks,
Imperial Daughter,
2 crits,
and the reindeer.
I think
Stupid deer.
It's just that deck alone is ridiculous. This deck, I just don't see it. I think it's decent, but again, I don't see it pushing OTT for sure. No way.
As far as premium, though.
Well, premium, yeah.
Premium Gabrielle's coming back, and they're just going to do Gabrielle Gize. And that's going to be a bunch of bull crap there.
Gize needs to die.
Yeah, just Gize needs to go away. So.
He's dumb.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and move on to my favorite of the set. And that is Gold Paladin, my OG clan. That's the clan I started with back in the day.
But he's not going to use it again.
Silverwolf Garmor. Because reasons.
Izzle's better.
Hey, Garmor was nothing to sneeze at back in the day.
I want to murder Pelennor.
He hates Pelennor. He lost.
I have a history
because
Pelennor.
He has a history because of Pelennor. So, getting into Gold Paladins. So the first one up is Player of the Holy Bow, Vivian.
She's hot.
Which, yeah, she's hot. But
she's smoking hot.
Like they're doing the OG art for her, but I like the new art better.
New art's way better.
It's
top view. Anyway.
Good lord. Okay. Grade 2, 9k. Obviously. 5k shield. Auto, Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle, when placed from hand. Cost, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck. Call a card to Rearguard Circle from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order, and this unit gets power plus 3 until end of turn. She's very good. Counterblast 1 to Soul Blast 1 to call top 3.
So you get to pick your options.
To pick an option instead of just top deck and superior call like the old Vivian.
Power.
And then she gains power on top of that.
So she can hit by herself.
Yeah, and she would be great for on an Excel circle too. And then just being able to call a card. I love it.
Pretty good.
Pretty solid card.
But next card is the Knight of Superior Skills Bowmains, and wow, I might just have to say this card is actually pretty cool looking. His art is sweet.
His art's amazing.
The original art back in the day was actually kind of ass, and this definitely isn't. But yeah, it's a grade 2. Shut your face. It's a grade 2, 9k with 5k shield, and its skill is Auto, Vanguard, or Rearguard Circle when placed from hand. Cost, discard a card from your hand, search for up to 1 Knight of Elegance skills, Gareth. Call it to Rearguard and shuffle your deck. And its other skill is Auto, Rearguard Circle when placed by your card's ability. This unit gets 3,000. So also unboosted, can hit a 12k. But this card's skill sets up for the Superior Ride, which we'll get to that in a minute too.
We'll get to that, yeah.
But it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I like that. Placed by an ability, it gets +3. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But when there's a couple of cards that, like Vivian, that lets you call it pretty much during. You can call it through an ability or call it through battle, and then it'll gain power. So that's pretty cool. I also like the idea of being able to drop a card instead of counterblast. So that makes it. It's probably going to be. It is a counterblast heavy deck.
It kind of balances it too, because you're losing a card either way.
Yeah.
You know, to gain a card on the field.
Yeah. But yeah, you're able to kind of guarantee your option. So I think it's a very good card. Sets up for obviously Ezel. So okay, so we'll go ahead and get into it. My OG VR the set. Incandescent Lion, Blonde Ezel. everyone told me back in the day, stop playing Gold Paladins, play Royal Paladins instead. I was like, no, I like my Gold Paladins. I like my Ezel. And then I ended up switching anyways. But anyways. Okay, so it is obviously grade 3. Excel, 12k body. Act hand. If you have Knight of Superior Skills Bowmains and Knight of Elegant Skills Gareth on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle, cost Soul Blast 1, Crimson Lion Cub Criff, your starter, ride this card as stand, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or less, this unit gets drive -1 until end of turn. Secondary skill is Auto Vanguard Circle. When it attacks, you may call a card from your hand to Rearguard Circle.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. So you can have the potential to superior ride into a grade 3, produce an Excel Circle, while your opponent's on grade 1, and it'll be drive -1 for now. But then when they'll go right into their grade 2, it'll be your turn again. Then he's got twin drive again.
To be honest, I think that's the only reason the deck is going to be doing that great is the superior ride. Otherwise, I don't really like it too much. It's got a lot of superior call and ideas in there. But other than that, I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem like it'll do that much. It lowers its own hand as well, but it gets several more attacks. It's almost like an Aquaforce that lowers its own hand to get those attacks in. But you have to make sure you have back row unless you don't want to hit a... eventually when they're at, if you're playing a Force deck, unboosted, they won't be able to hit. Because a lot of them only gain that 3. So you'll have to make sure that they get that boost. That's basically, it's an early game deck, and if you don't win it early game, then I don't see it winning. I don't see it outrunning the rest of the other Excel decks.
I agree. Like, that's just Excel's inherent problem, is that you have to go in and go hard, and then at a certain point, if you didn't win already, you're just going to lose. But I feel like this is making up for that by being able to rush even harder earlier game.
So it doesn't necessarily solidify that, but it definitely ups its chances by attacking so many times early game.
The other thing too with Excel is it's best when an Excel player gets to is able to go into the first ride, into the first grade
because
turn.
It lets them hit so many times.
Yeah, because of all that crap. But this is almost guaranteeing, even if your opponent's going first, this is almost guaranteeing you're able to do that, able to go into Excel first.
Right. At a cost, obviously.
At a pretty hefty cost.
Hefty cost at that, but nonetheless, it does solidify that, and it doesn't have a lot of Soul Blasts for that reason. It's because it doesn't necessarily need them.
I also think a smart Excel player too can. You might not necessarily get the pieces that you need early game and be able to do that, but you could very easily ride into Sagamore or Pelennor and create an Excel Circle, and then go in through the skills and stuff, have Bowmains, have all that stuff a little bit later, and then ride into an Ezel and create 2 Excel Circles in the one turn.
That's true.
You could do that. And that would help with some of your advantage too, but...
So it's super aggressive, but actually they're not high numbers at all. I don't see any of them gaining a lot of power like they used to back in the day. I remember Ezel gained like 10,000 power each turn, and then the Limit Break gained like a max of 11,000 power too. He gained a lot of power, but now it's just because it's an Excel deck, they're weaker, and this deck is actually so much weaker.
Bushy's very afraid to make Excel decks too powerful though, because then they'd
run the game.
They'd run the game.
I mean, they can beat a Protect deck, like 100% can do it. Force, sometimes they have some trouble against, but they can beat them too. So if they do too much, then yeah. But this deck, you notice how Nova Grappler and Aquaforce both have a grade 3 it doesn't have an Excel marker, but it gains power when it's like on rearguard circle. It gains that one Aquaforce one. It gains 20,000, and then
fourth attack or more or something.
Maximum gains 10 unboosted.
Yeah.
So that I don't know if they have that or not. Do they?
I don't think so.
That's one huge thing that actually I've seen a lot in both decks.
Yeah.
So I feel like this deck is going to be hitting for a lot less numbers, but it's going to be attacking at. I want to compare them to Aquaforce numbers.
Yeah.
Number of attacks each turn, they're just going to be a lot lower. So triggers are going to shut this deck down a lot harder, I feel.
Overall, I would say golds I'm a little bit disappointed in, but they're golds and I'm happy with them no matter what almost. But as far as standard goes, yeah, that. But for premium golds might be kind of fun. They have their Tarna clone, so you can rewrite into another Ezel and create another Excel circle and all that fun stuff. And yeah, there's some pretty wonky combos that you can do with and also you're able to gain soul a lot easier with in premium and stuff like that through the stand skills. Trigger and through other stuff. So you're able to use more skills. Pelennor, we're not discussing that here, but Pelennor will be easier to use in premium too. So. Whereas it's going to be pretty hard to use in standard because everything's Soul Blast cost almost. Okay.
Well, so yeah, I don't know if I see golds being up in top 5. To be honest, I think they're good for an Excel deck, like really good. They get a lot of attacks in for sure, and they don't necessarily compromise their hand while doing so. But at the same time, they just seem like they're too weak. They don't have any giant attacks like some of those decks need.
They compromise hand early game.
Mm-hmm. So just rush in general, and
yeah, just
they could do really good. I do expect them to top here and there, but I don't expect them to beat decks like OTT or Shadow Paladin.
We'll see. The good news is they are getting support.
Sure.
Again, they'll get probably Garmor and probably Raven Hair Dazzle, so good times. They'll get more support soon. So. Yeah, that's it. Overall thoughts of the set? Solid set? Good set? Mess set? Bad set?
I think it's a mess set, to be honest. Not too... I think the new Neo-Nectars sound pretty awesome, but the rest, I don't know. They're kind of raunchy to me.
I think they're all pretty solid for the most part. They're not. Yeah, I'm not sure how far any of them are going to go.
I think this is just going to be a fun to play set. You know, possibly. Not exactly tournament ready set.
Possibly. But yeah, that's our thoughts. That's our discussion of the set, guys. Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. Tell us your thoughts on the set. We'll try to comment back and maybe have a healthy discussion on it. Please also, we're kind of new to it, but we are new. We have an account on Twitter too. You can follow us there, get updates, talk with us there too. So that's about it. We will catch you guys later. Later in the week, we'll have some more videos. So see you later. Bye.